tell me what Spaced Out is about.
Spaced Out, an intergalactic crime saga, is about 5 anti-heroes and how their nefarious pursuits lead to the possible destruction of their B-grade universe. It takes place in a universe that's more of a multiverse of pop culture and science fiction. When Sam and I got together to write it, we wanted to pay homage to the genre of science fiction. And so we just created this fun multiverse kind of world that just has all sorts of pop culture references in it.
I believe at one point you told me before that when you were doing previous films that you would write it constraining the plot to sets you knew you could get or locations
Right.
you knew you could go to, but it was different on this one. You decided not to take that route.
Right. We decided to do something totally different. And, whenever people try to, and I've done this too, try to write a movie, you're like, okay, well, I got a restaurant, so it's going to take place in a restaurant. And I got 2 friends that look like each other, so they're going to be brothers. And you try to utilize what you have around you, which is smart. But what we wanted to do is just say, hey, let's pretend we have $10 million. And let's just write it like completely uninhibited, and then try to figure out how we would make that and flesh it out, utilizing what we had around us. And so
Was this a personal challenge to be able to make a feature without constraining the plot to an available location? To just write it saying, hey, we're just going to write this the way we want it, and we will figure it out as we go.
Yeah. It was a bit of a challenge, but it was more liberating than a challenge. Like I felt like it felt free for the first time, like I could actually start to create instead of being restricted by finances. To be able to just be creatively free and say, hey, I'm not, it's not like, how do we do a motel room? It's like, no, just write the motel room out, write it the best you can, and just uninhibited. And then the fun of filmmaking is figuring out, how do we do that? How do we make a planet blow up? How do we make a spaceship that's flying through a wormhole? We have, and as you're writing it, when you do filmmaking, you're already kind of piecing it together how you might try it. Okay, we're going to do green screen for that, or we're going to, do models for this, and things like that.
So that said, there were obviously some challenges in making Spaced Out. What are some of the challenges that stick in your mind at the moment?
Well, the models were, that was a big conundrum between us and with us, because we spent so much time working on models, and we liked the way models looked in like the older 80s movies, Empire Strikes Back and Star Trek and all these, where they used actual models, but they shot at higher speeds and had a lot better equipment and money than we had. So making that switch from models, physical models, to CG was difficult. Mostly because we had put so much hard work into it already, and we were already going one direction, but then you have to stop and decide what's best for the movie. Yeah, we did spend a lot of time, money, and hard work on these models, but if the CG looks better, if we're able to we will have a little more freedom to move things around a little more, we need to go with what's better for the movie and not what our egos are wanting.
What about distribution? What are your plans to get?
Well, the next step is to raise money to get Spaced Out into film festivals. So this is where our Indiegogo campaign comes in. Film festivals require money that we just simply don't have. The funds raised will go to pay submission fees and travel expenses so that we can network and shop the movie around. We also need to package our product and produce Blu-rays and shotgun those out. The movie is finished and the end result has exceeded expectations. All the heavy lifting is done, and now it's time to take Spaced Out, an intergalactic crime saga, to the next level. Every little bit helps, and we are very grateful for any and all support.